In this video we will learn how to make a cult sedan Chevrolet El Camino 1089 and 59 into a ruler of the apocalypse. Today we have an unusual project called El Camino. It is based on the cult sedan Chevrolet El Camino of 1858, which was in a deplorable condition. Increased the offer of the idea, decides not to skimp and transform the classic car into something impressive. Moreover, he already had some ideas. It all started with the fact that the hero learned about riding Chevy 1959 behind the garage. Its owner was an ordinary guy who was not going to do anything with the car. He just left it to rust under the open sky. When Chris first saw the car, he was amazed. He saw a rusty floor, peeling paint, torn interior, and many minor damages that appeared during operation. Despite this, Chris took the car and brought it to his garage. Start of the project, someone else could have stretched the alterations for a long month, but not Chris. He started the transformation on the next day. At the first stage he made tool was a grinder. With its help he mercilessly cut out everything that did not fit into the concept of the project. The roof, rear fenders, some power elements, seats and many other details were completely removed. Chris cut without regret and imagined in his head a new look of the car. Then he created the frame of Hulk from scratch using strong steel spars and pipes for this purpose. Since Chris did not need classic doors, he got a structure with an excellent stiffness indicator. It rested on the native chassis and had to withstand the most serious loads. Next, the constructor began to hand details. First, the rear part with fenders was installed. Since the base became noticeably shorter, they aligned with the windshield. On the side there were point steps, a distinctive feature of the El Camino. It looked organic on the factory version and fit into its concept in hot rod. In the rear fenders Chris cut out peculiar were huge wheels with monstrous tires width of almost 18 cm were placed. The diameter was much larger than native ones, so there was an effect of raise and stern. The car seemed to lean on asphalt. Then Chris wielded a study engine shield made of thick steel, which became a reliable barrier between the cabin and the compartment for technical units. The next step was to integrate roof pillars, organically embracing the power frame. The final look was formed after installing the front bumper, radiator grille and headlights. They remained original and fully matched the author's idea. Chris was determined to keep as many of the native body parts as possible, so he used the hood, front fenders and doors. They had good metal from the factory that still showed no signs of corrosion, but each of these parts underwent radical changes. For example, the fenders were given a special shape. It emphasized the sweetness of the body and also reduced the clearance and the gap between the wheels and the arches. In combination, this added aggressiveness and made the front end more streamlined. Hood also 100% native. It underwent significant transformation. It was greatly narrowed and cut out central part to embrace. Block of evil, monster engine, roof. This is a separate story. Initially Chris had a bed length of about 2.4 meters, but after grinder it was reduced to 16 centimeters and welded to car. This was enough to cover miniature cabin. Its distinctive elements are two folding parts that expand access to passenger compartment. It was already mentioned above that there are no doors here. That is to get into the cabin. You can't open them and sit in the usual way. For this you need to foot the crossbar of the roof, laterally step over the side panel and sit in the chair. By the way, the most observant people probably saw the handles of the side. These are also completely original part from 58, but they have a purely decorative function. Cabin has shrunk by half or even by 3. Chris got rid of the native soft seats, and instead of them he wooded chairs from a real bomber. There was no hint of comfort in them. It was bar-molded metal with a small pad for safetying the landing. The safety system for the driver and passenger of Hulk consists of reliable 5-point belts, and that's all. There are no pillows at all. That is why this car is an embodiment of risk, a symbiosis of bold ideas and reckless solutions. The steering wheel was also replaced. Instead of the refined 81, a broader 3-spoke wheel with a thick profile was used. In the center this is a massive chrome-plated cap. The instrument wheels remained the same, but modern informative sensors sit in them. If the sedan of 1858 had a gear lever on the steering wheel, now it has radically changed its location and is seated on the ceiling. This is not just a trick to surprise others, but a forced measure. The cabin turned out to be tiny, and there was nowhere to install the lever. Chris had to attach it to the ceiling, and it turned out quite well. At least you will not find such a solution everywhere. Hulk is much lighter than the original. Due to the reduced space, its weight is just over 1000 kilograms. As a power unit, a native 4000 C8 Dart block Chevy V8 was chosen, which was upgraded to 18 HP. The maximum speed is limited by 20,025 kilometers. The combination of the power and weight is amazing. The car has stunning dynamics and handles well. Driving gives the creator genuine pleasure. As the creator himself says, this is a car for fun. It guarantees attention from others, makes them admire and wonder. The most amazing thing is that no one can see in it the old good Chevy El Camino. Once Chris was next to an original car on the same year manufacture, and his owner asked him in bewilderment, "What is this?" For the author, this project is a manifestation of his own vision of tuning. Moreover, he does not consider the result a classic hot rod, but something intermediate. All the work was done in a regular garage for 2.5 months, with almost no one to help me. During the repair, I experienced feeling from love to hate. But that's the thing, it was the emotion that helped make the car the way everyone sees it now. Thanks for watching, and also for the likes and subscriptions to the channel. See you soon.